to commercial and mid-market SDRs, that's a step up from SMB, right? And this is where you're going to see most entry-level tech sales reps start. They're typically going to start as a mid-market SDR, right? That's where I started. That's where most people are going to start. You're going to have a higher volume of phone calls and emails that you're sending to go and set meetings. Ultimately, like we already described to you what the outbound SDR does. What we're talking about right now is a outbound SDR typically, right? It's commercial mid-market outbound SDR. So your role is going to be calling pretty decent sized companies. You're going to start, by not calling decision makers and people in C-suite. You're going to start by calling like project managers and like kind of ground level employees to like build groundswell, get an understanding of the type of business they are, what the decision makers might care about, and ultimately then kind of taking some of that feedback and then reaching out to some decision makers and trying to schedule a meeting. It's all the same, right? It's all the same. At the end of the day, you're an SDR. Your job is you're a professional meeting setter, essentially, and you're doing that through cold calling and cold emailing. Commercial / mid-market just refers to the size of the company that you're going to be prospecting and calling into. This is where most of you are going to start your world as an SDR, or start your career in tech sales, I should really say.
You just really quickly, quotas are usually smaller for like if your company the position that you're interviewing for, if it's like a mid-market SDR, let's say the quota is like 10 meetings per month, right? When it's enterprise, the harder it is to get meetings, the lower the quota. So like let's say you're an enterprise SDR, your quota might only be 6 meetings a month, right? Because it's so much harder to break into like a 30,000 person company versus like a 15-person company, right? So just so you could think about, but you ask them like, hey, what the quota is when you're interviewing for that role.
Yeah.